Good morning, 5th graders. Today our objective is students will be able to explain how the energy in a battery makes a light bulb light up or a fan spin. So today we're really learning how the battery actually makes things work. And our focus words today are going to be convert, which really just means change, and that's why I have our delta sign there, because we know that the delta sign means change, so that is what I will mean when I say convert. We are also going to talk about chemical energy, which is the energy inside of a chemical, light energy, which is the energy inside of light, and energy of motion, which is just the energy of something that is moving. So those are our focus words for today. So make sure that you pay very good attention whenever you hear those words. Our focus words are going to be up on the top of every single slide. So if you forget what one means, just come and look up here to help you remember. The first thing that we need to know today in order to reach our objective is that chemicals are inside of a battery. And the chemicals inside of the battery are made of atoms. And if you remember, every single thing on the earth is made of these tiny, 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 tiny atoms that we can't see. And the atoms are made of even tinier parts called charges. And so we can see that atoms have negative charges here. And in the middle there's a positive charge. So the atoms have negative and positive charges, and that's really important. Oh, look, I made a mistake. That's really important when we're talking about how the battery makes things work. So let me just fix this. Atoms have positive and negative charges. And let's actually look inside of the battery. So here we go. If I take my battery shell away, we can see that inside of the battery there are a whole bunch of chemicals in here. And we know now that the chemicals have positive and negative charges. So let's see how that is making our light bulb light up. Okay, so inside the battery, we just said that there are chemicals. This is really important because chemical energy in the battery releases the negative charges. So thinking about what we know about atoms and thinking about energy in the chemicals, what happens is that these chemicals have so much energy that it makes the negative charges pop off. They pop off of the atoms and they start going out of the battery. And we saw last week that all these little things in the wire, these are the negative charges, and that is what is making this happen. So these guys, they actually come from the chemical energy inside of the battery. So after the negative charges pop off, they start to be attracted by the positive side of the battery. So last year, if you were here, we learned that positive and negative attract. They want to stick together. So the negative charges start to go out and they start to move towards the positive side because they're being attracted by the positive side of the battery. And it's just like how we saw in the magic school bus. All the charges are zooming, 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 and they're trying to get to that positive side. So on your graphic organizer, you will see a place for you to write this too. We are going to write that the negative charges are attracted to the positive side of the battery through the wire. This changes the chemical energy into electrical energy. So what we have is converting right here. We have the chemical energy being converted to electrical energy when the negative charges start to move to the other side of the battery through the wire. And then when those negative charges get to the light bulb is when they get converted to light energy. So inside this light bulb, the negative charges are still zooming around, but once they get right here, the light bulb actually is able to convert that electrical energy into our wonderful light energy, which lets us see and do all the things that we need. So we're going to write, when the negative charges pass through the light bulb, the electrical energy is changed to light energy. And another kind of energy. So have you ever touched a light bulb before? And think about how it felt. Did it feel cool? If it had been on for a while, you should feel like the light bulb is really hot. So the light bulb is not only converting the electrical energy into light energy, it's also converting it into heat energy. Very good. So that is what we're looking at when we talk about the light bulb and how the battery makes the light bulb light up. But we have seen not just light bulbs on circuits, we have also seen fans and propellers and things that move. So let's talk about how the battery makes the fan move. It's really the same thing. So we have the chemical energy inside of the battery. Just write that down so we don't forget. Chemical energy in the battery makes the electrons, the negative charges, pop off the atoms. And now they're over here. And then they start to move because they are attracted to the positive side of the battery. And when the negative charges start to move, that is called electrical energy. And then this time the the negative charges are not going to get into a light bulb, they're going to get into the fan. And the fan does not convert the electrical energy into light energy. What type of energy do you think it converts to? That's right, energy of motion, the moving energy. So once it gets into the fan converts the electrical energy into energy of motion when it starts to spin. And it also makes, where did that go? It also makes heat energy. Let's see this over here. It also makes heat energy because whenever something is moving or if it's working hard to convert energy, it always, or usually, also makes some heat energy. So we've got motion and heat here. And then the electric charges, the negative charges go all the way back, and the whole thing starts again. So we have chemical energy, changes to electrical energy when the negative charges start to move. When those charges get into the fan starts to spin, changing it to energy of motion and heat energy. And that is how the energy in the battery makes the fan spin. And we are going to quickly recap all of our key points. So make sure, if you did not get to fill in your graphic organizer before, make sure you do it now. So what we have is, of course, the chemical energy in the battery releases negative charges. We said that before, so it releases the negative charges. Then the negative charges are attracted, I don't want that. The negative charges are attracted to the positive side of the battery through the wire. So they're moving this way. And this changes the chemical energy into electrical energy. And then finally, since we're talking about the light bulb in this circuit, when the negative charges pass through the light bulb, the electrical energy is changed to, remember, light energy. And since the light bulb gets really hot, heat energy. All right, very good job. Take a couple minutes to make sure that you have filled in your graphic organizer the correct way. And then go ahead and submit your assignment on Edmodo and get ready for the next part of class. Thank you very much for paying such good attention. I'll see you soon.